million gold if you market it properly. But 16% is not bad either. The other stats are completely irrelevant because none of them complement each other. So this will sell for the cost, what it took to make it, 200k, so a little bit of profit. But quite frankly, it's garbage other than that. This is a very tanky set, but once again, no vitality turns this item into trash. I'm going to try to sell this, but I'll probably get it back to me 3 times off the auction house before I get stubborn enough to finally say, fuck it, I'm disenchanting it. Now this is a much better pair. Sorry, I am ignoring chat. I'm not reading it. I'll get to it later. I see your stuff though. This has high vitality for your shoulder slot. Shoulder slots typically don't have a lot of vitality attached to them. You'll notice, by the way, compared to the ones I'm wearing, the vitality is about the same, but I was lucky enough to get a high intelligence roll on the ones I am wearing. So the ones I am wearing, by the way, are crafted by me. Thumbs up, because they're great. But these will sell because they've got high strength, or medium dexterity, but these are great because the high strength makes them good for a monk who wants a lot of armor. They've got physical resist, so you can take a couple of melee hits. I don't have a good price range for these. I'd say lowball 250, 300. I could probably get more out of it though. I'm just trying to get through this quickly, so I'm not really putting that much thought into it right now. And these last pair are excellent, excellent, excellent. Look at this. First off, I got a bonus roll here, so my other stats are lower, but that bonus roll was armor. And like I said earlier, armor is great. It sells for a lot, and you need it to help get that damage reduction up, because it doesn't matter if you have 70% damage reduction from each resist. If you don't have 70% damage reduction from armor on top of it, it's going to do nothing for you. So, and that's what the thought process of your buyers is. So they see armor, they see all resist, they see vitality, intellect is even more all resist, and dexterity. A barbarian could easily wear these shoulders because of how much durability it's going to give them. Sure, there's no armor on it, and that's a pretty big sacrifice for a barbarian, but I mean, this is a market for any tank class. Even a mage could wear these. Hell, if I didn't have the shoulders I had right now, I would wear these because they've got enough int and vitality on them to make you durable on top of the all resist. So these are great shoulders. Now I'm going to throw everything here back in my stash. God, this looks beautiful. And go to the auction house real quick before I turn off my stream. I am reading chat again though, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Now looking at the auction house here, if you gauge items like, let's talk about boots real quick. If you just search for all resist, you're not going to get a good market for what you're looking for because everything on here is 3.5 million, a million, 1.5 million, 4.5 million. But these also all don't have all the same stats on them. So it's hard to gauge what's good and what is not good to sell. And my auction house is sorting things stupid for some reason. Yeah, and you see people putting retarded buyouts up there. Let me just close out of this and research. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, whatever, we'll just go with this. So we see the most expensive pair on this page, 4.5 million. These have high vitality, high resist all, and bonus armor. My boots, any of the boots I made don't have any of these 3 combinations. These are actually definitely PvE boots, not something that was crafted because of the 77 resist all. But you can see why these are worth 4.5 million. They've got great stats all around. Now if you take one of the lowball ones here for a million, they've got alright stats. There's nothing here that really meshes too well. These are kind of forced to be for almost monks only. Definitely a barbarian would wear these boots. But if you search for all resist, you're not going to get a good idea for what you made. So let's take one of my boots I made as an example. Let's look for one with decent stats so I can try and show you guys. Okay, so these have high vitality, high resist all. So you would instead change this to search for high vitality and high resist all. And then you get a better market. You're like, oh, well, these boots will easily sell for 1 million to 2 million because you see that's about the average on this page. And if you ever want something to quick sell, and I do stress quick selling is better on the auction house, lowball yourself, undercut it. I mean, you spent 88,000 on these. Who cares if you don't get that extra 20,000 if you've just made 1.8 million type thing? But any good items you have, you should really try and sell in the trade forums of the D3 website because it's more responsive. You don't have to worry about an item rotting there, and you don't lose the 15% from the auction house because the auction house taking 15% is kind of a big deal. Now looking for other things here, if I go to Magic Find. Now this is the one I wanted. This is specifically one I wanted to show you guys in the auction house because this is very sporadic, and you have to be stubborn about this. If you look for Magic Find belts, because that's quite frankly what you'll be selling a lot of, you'll see stuff up here that's not Tel Rashas. The stuff that isn't Tel Rashas is really overpriced. For a 20% belt, that's the most you can find in the Magic Find, but no one's going to pay 1.7 million if they're looking for just Magic Find. They're looking for something cheap that can help them make more money because that's all Magic Find is. So this belt, 19% with crap stats, is much more appropriately priced. It's not going to sell for 500,000. I guarantee you look at that in 14 hours, it will still be up there. But if he had put that up for 300,000 buyout, that would have sold almost instantaneously. The problem is all these stupid Tel Rasha belts here to look and sort through. That's like 100 of them. But that's the thing too. A lot of people don't want to pay 800,000 for a Tel Rasha's belt if they're just looking for Magic Find. So you can kind of gauge your competition off of these other stupid belts that are up here, because uh, people are always looking for a specific stat. No one goes to the auction house and says, "I want a belt with all three of these stats perfect," or "I'm not buying anything at all." If they say I'm looking for Magic Find and Magic Find only, you can bet their ass they're not going to pay 10 million for a Magic Find belt. They're much more likely to pay 300,000 to 400,000 to let yourself gauge it. So as you get down here, you see more belts here going for less and less than the Tel Rashas, and that's because they're worth less and less. The low ball on, here's what I was looking for, by the way. You'll notice these are only 60,000 and 20,000. This is because they have such low rolls on the Magic Find. Typically, I'd say if you have anything with 14 to 15% Magic Find or higher, regardless of what slot it is, you'll be able to sell it for 200,000 ish. And I say ish because that does vary. Sometimes you'll get the item back. Be stubborn, put it back on the auction house. It will sell eventually. Just the problem is people do have to sift through all these pages of 400 Tel Rashas fine spun cloth. Nobody wants these, but they have to go through them to find the stuff that they're looking for. So sometimes yours will just be at the end. You didn't get lucky. Don't give up. Put it back up. You'll make some money. But that pretty much concludes my attempt here for the stream to educate people on crafting and how you can make money off of it. You'll notice at the top of the stream, though, does see pros and cons, and I haven't touched on a lot of the cons. The cons for this are that you will get crap a lot. You saw me disenchant some items right away just because they're such garbage. The other half of it is not everything's going to sell right away. You're going to have boots that are worth 2 million. They're worth 2 million. Don't get stubborn because they fill off the auction house twice. Instead of putting them up for a third time, go to the trade forums. Try a different market. You will eventually sell these items for what they are worth. And that's the best way you can make money in Diablo 3. Don't listen to some scam you're going to hear on the forums. Don't do this or that. Educate yourself. Look at the auction house. Apply the stats that you have. And you can make a lot of money off this game. My 5 crafting rule, it's not really a rule, so to say. It's more of a probability. The probability of you making 5 bad items in a row is pretty low. And if you do, then you know that the 6th item is almost guaranteed to be good, just because that's how statistics work. But there's no guarantee. I mean, you could make 10 bad items in a row. Don't quote me on that, because you're not going to always get one godly one. But you saw out of a set of almost 30 items that in sets of 5, you're going to get one item almost every time. That's just luck of the draw that pays for the rest of them. So yeah, I can't think if there's anything I've left out or any questions you guys have other than that, but yeah, the whole thing's recorded. I'll make sure to save it on Twitch and I'll link it on the forums. So I am going to turn it off now before I start rambling about nothing and before I kill my throat. So thanks for coming out, guys. I'm glad you watched my stream, and I really hope this was helpful, because my biggest goal is if you guys make money, that you bring me business, and we all make more money. That sounds like a really cheesy thing to say, but that should be the mindset of every crafter on the game. So have a good night, guys. I'm turning the stream off.